what are we talking about? We're talking about Deadman Wonderland, because it's fucked up. This thing is super horrible and was written by a pregnant Japanese woman. Let that soak into your brain. Pregnancy. Enough said. Okay, so I'm just gonna say this right now. I'm a fan of Greg Ayres. I met him a couple times. Greg Ayres is awesome. When I found out he was the voice of the main character in Deadman Wonderland, I had to get the English language version. It's just that simple. And I'm super glad I did. He's the shit. Greg Ayres is awesome! Deadman Wonderland. Okay, so it's 2023, and if the data at the bottom didn't sell you, their weird-ass future phones did. This weird future phone shit, and I want one. So you meet Gonta, and you meet his other friends, which aren't important, because they're about to die. So why even bother learning their names? What were their names? Armless and Headless. They're fucking dead. It doesn't matter. Gonta's class gets attacked by this weird motherfucker in red. And that's all we know about him, is he's weird and in red and doesn't like high schoolers. Gonta has the right reaction, because if I saw someone floating outside my window like that, I might have freaked out and been like, what the fuck? So Gonta's class basically gets massacred. He's the only survivor, so of course he did it. And of course he's going to prison. But it's a very special prison, because it's Deadman Wonderland. And it's a privately owned prison that functions half as an amusement park, where all the inmates must perform for you. And half of them are on death row, and it's called Deadman Wonderland for a reason. They get these weird, like, I don't know, I want to call them Genosha collars, because that's what they look like, but they're not. And if you're on death row, you have to eat candy. You're like, oh, really? That's it? I have to eat candy on death row? Ooh. Or you fucking die. You have to eat this candy every 3 days, or your collar poisons you, and you die. Sentence carried out. Pretty easy. Oh yeah, and the candy tastes like the inside of somebody's asshole. And you haven't met Shiro yet, but the first time you get a glimpse of Shiro, she's singing this terrible song. Little bird poisoning everything. All your friends will die, and then you'll sing some more, little bird. It's a terrible song. It's not that it's sung badly, it's that the song is awful. It's a terrible song. And they just keep singing it. And then you finally meet Shiro, and Shiro is weird and albino. Her outlines are white. Albino! So you meet Shiro, and Shiro basically just shows up in front of Gonta and is like, hey, I know you! You remember me? And Gonta's like, who the fuck are you? Why am I in prison? Oh yeah, now I've got weird blood powers? And I have an issue with how the story is told. Not necessarily how the story is told, but when he's in general pop with the rest of the regular inmates, I think it's more intriguing that way. And then he makes it down to G Block, which doesn't exist. And I don't understand how Yo is just walking around G Block. He's not a dead man at all. And then it turns into like a typical fight to survive kind of thing. You only get to see like 2 carnival corpses, and you learn there's like terrible consequences. Terrible consequences. You don't get enough in general pop. I wish there was more general population with Gonta. At the end of the series, he goes back into general pop. But you don't get to see it, because that's the end. They all have blood powers, and it's alright. Speed grapher. You know who would own in this fucking arena? Suitengu, because Suitengu was not limited by any of your bullshit. He had crazy blood powers. Blood powers. Suitengu owned that shit. It's interesting, don't get me wrong. You meet some very interesting and kind of wacky characters for no reason. Who is this? And why is he here? Because we never see him again. Ever. I get it. The mangas are still coming out. But no, seriously, if you have no place for this guy, replace him with a normal person. So when he finally makes it to G Block, he finally understands what the term Deadman Wonderland is actually about. Because he's infected with the branch of sin. You with me? And now he is a dead man. And a dead man is someone who can use their blood as a weapon. Or something. One guy made a bridge out of it, and I was like, that's pretty lame. Considering he couldn't even hold everybody. I do like the fact that if you use too much blood, you kind of pass out. I enjoy this. That's okay. Way to keep it real. You meet Machina, and she is the warden, or at least she thinks she's the warden, of Deadman Wonderland. She finds out she's not exactly as in control as she thinks, and this really pisses her off. She is a sadist who is in charge. Not a good person to have in charge. I don't like her. I hope something bad happens to her. I like the bird names. It's definitely an easier way to remember all of their names. Besides, Crow, his name is Shinji, and that is a bitch name. You heard me. You meet Hummingbird, she's crazy and not worth it. You meet Owl, Owl goes kind of fucking bananas. You really like Owl, and then you kind of hate Owl, and then you kind of like Owl again. They have this chick with the blood body armor, and they don't use her enough. And you meet Mockingbird. Don't fuck with Mockingbird. Don't. Ganta earns the name Woodpecker. I would kind of be insulted, but whatever. I'm also trying to get the fuck out of here. I enjoy the liberal use of the word fuck, because why wouldn't you be cussing? This is a fucked up situation. You would be referring to it as it is. A fucked up situation. This is fucked. You all are fucked. I'm kind of fucked. Fuck this. You meet this crazy monk motherfucker, and he is crazy. And he's okay with gang raping these two girls. Oh, he's totally down, which really makes you not like his weird guitar, gun, holding ass. He's a fuck. That guy's a fuck. And then you find out crazy monk motherfucker is an anti-Deadman, also known as a Reaper. And guess what they do? You gotta know. Shiro is kind of your comedy relief, and it doesn't really fit because you don't buy it. And this anime does what a lot of animes are doing when the manga is unfinished. They just keep adding questions. What? Question? 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 You don't get any answers. Yes, I'm intrigued, but at this point you have so many questions to answer, they better all be in the very next episode that comes out. I want answers now. I would love to talk about the Red Hole, but you don't really know anything about the Red Hole other than it's called the Red Hole and it happened like 10 years ago and that's it. I would love to talk about the Red Hole, but you don't know what it is because they don't answer that. They talk about it, you get no pictures, you get no flashback, you get nothing to do with the Red Hole other than them mentioning it, and the very last thing you get to see of the series currently is the OVA, which is not about the fucking Red Hole. It's about the year or two after the Red Hole, and it's about Shinji. And I'm watching Shinji's like backstory because we still don't know how he wound up in Deadman Wonderland. You just find out that he's like a beat cop. He's like an ex-gang member beat cop out on the streets patrolling what's left of Tokyo after the Red Hole. And you know, he's got like his orphanage woman that he's sweet on with his apples, and she's got her little orphans, and he runs into some gang members and he tells them to fuck off and they murder all of his bitches. And I'm thinking, is this Death Wish? I'm pretty sure this is Death Wish. It's been a while, but I think this is Death Wish. I've seen Death Wish. And then it's not exactly Death Wish, but it's pretty fucking close. The opener is amazing. You don't get it till episode 2, so it's worth the wait. But the opener is amazing. Fantastic music, excellent animation. They're all like, I don't know what this is, but they're doing it. Yep, that's how he's all. I don't know what that is, but that's what they're doing. And it's interesting. The art style is fantastic. Top-notch animation, top-notch voice acting, either audio track. It's amazing. I love how red the red is. They like, bang, it's like fire engine red, right? It is red. Awesome. I love it. My official rating in my unofficial rating system, own-worthy. Absolutely. You should own this shit. Hopefully more will be coming out and you can add to it and we'll all get some questions answered without having to read the manga. I'm down with reading the manga, but if they would come out with more anime, I prefer that. I'm just saying. This is AniView by Dave. I, of course, am Dave. If you have any questions, comments, confusion, suggestions, put them below and I will get back to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for over 500 subscribers. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but it means a lot to me. See you next time. Okay, so I'm gonna lay down some spoilers in case you haven't read the manga. I will lay down kind of what's going on. Shiro is the red man. Shiro is the wretched egg. She's got a split personality. I don't know what that's about, but split personality. One is Shiro, one is the wretched egg. Fuck the wretched egg. Murdered all of Ganta's friends. Why? Because she was jealous of how much fun he was having without her. How dare you have fun without me? Ah! Now you can be with me. That is fucked. Shiro does become the wretched egg permanently at one point. Yes, she is what causes the red hole. They keep saying because the song ended, the wretched egg will laugh again. That's all they say. But I have issues with everybody's blood powers because everybody's blood powers are way too limited. You can bleed from anywhere. When Crow's getting his eye ripped out, why is he not attacking that bitch with his blood from his eye hole? I wanted something terrible to happen to this doctor bitch, which I hope it does, but I don't know. I wanted something awful to happen to this asshole Tamaki. Fucking asshole. You fucking set him up. You fucking dick. And let me tell you this. Tamaki's old man, you know, the guy with all the tubes in him who like has crazy blood powers but isn't in Deadman Wonderland and who gets his head blown off by Shiro, transplants his memories onto Mockingbird, who is the most powerful dead man at the time. And this fucking bullshit in the OVA, this fucking gangster comes up to future Crow, Shinji, and says, I want you to be with me. I want to tune the world. And I'm like, is this Razafan? Because I stopped watching Razafan. Well, I didn't, but I wanted to. But no, seriously. I want to tune the world? Really? Really? About to tune this off.